Hey, what up, y'all? This is Drunk Under the Sun with Joe and Tom. We once again are drunk under the sun. We're here on YouTube at 8 o'clock. Follow us on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. We're on both of those sites. So we're doing it to it, being big at things. It's going to be awesome. Tonight, what we're talking about is just life in general, pretty much. It's misconceptions, also. And it's... We just wanted to talk about the seriousness of being youth and the future of everything, just life in general, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how to describe this. But I had this but a fucking idea one day. I was sitting there and thinking, I was actually reminiscing about how it was when I was a kid, and I just couldn't wait till summer vacation was gonna be here.
It was the best.
Because I wouldn't have to go to school. I could just watch cartoons all day, which my parents made me work anyways, but it was better than being in school.
Oh, it was. Man.
And then I got to hang out with my friends more.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So we're going to talk about that. And then just everything after that.
What I feel about that is, when you brought that up, I was thinking to myself, like, when the school season began, you were always like, it was terrible. You're like, oh, fuck school.
And you were looking for summer.
Yeah. And you're just like, you kind of forget about it. Because once you get into the school, like up until Christmas, you're like, fucking school sucks.
Yeah, but then, Christmas, you got breaks.
Then Christmas, you had the break, and then it starts getting warmer. And then summer vacation creeps back into your head, and you're like, it's getting warmer. It's getting warmer out. Summer vacation's going to happen. And then I don't need to be here anymore. So you start getting more and more excited. Until the end of the school year, and then you're free.
And you're free. Then you could do whatever you wanted to do. You didn't have to, like, in my house, I didn't have, when summer hit, we didn't have bedtimes.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't have to be up. I didn't have to be up.
Yeah.
And fucking, the babysitters in my area were my family members and my friends.
See, that's super fucking lucky, like, in situations where you don't have a babysitter, where you can just do whatever the fuck you want, basically. Amazing.
I mean, I still had rules.
Yeah,
I had a lot of rules. And my
rules.
parents still made me do chores. They still made me do that shit. But it was the fact that I didn't have to get up at the butt crack of dawn. I could sleep into whenever the fuck I wanted to.
Exactly.
I could get up and be like, oh, it's summer. I can go play in the woods. I can fucking just read comic books all day. I can play with my toys all day. I can go kick it at Joe's all day this week. And there were times when I'd kick at Joe's for a whole weekend. Mm-hmm. A whole 3 fucking days.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
nobody gave a fuck. And it was awesome.
It was awesome.
So, what I started thinking on top of that is like, man, summer vacation was so dope when I was a kid.
It was.
Now you fast forward to how old you are now. For me, I'm in my 30s. Once I graduate. Once you become into the workforce.
The adulthood.
Summer fucking sucks.
Because there's no vacation.
There's no vacation.
And if it is, it's like a week.
And it's still hot as fuck. It's hot as fuck. Yeah. Like, it's just so hot.
It's like never-ending school, and you're always thinking to yourself, man, I can't wait to be adult. Don't waste your fucking life away, kids.
Yeah. Don't. Don't do that. Because I wish I was a kid. And you know what the sad thing was? I always had people, old adults going, enjoy your time now as a youth.
You do.
They'd say that all the fucking time.
And you don't get it.
And I'm like, fuck you. You know, I'm going to do in my life, I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to be a movie star.
I can't wait to be an adult.
I'm going to be an adult so I don't have to listen to you no more. Well, guess what? You still have to listen to people. They're called cops and judges.
And your boss.
And your boss. I mean, you don't have to listen to them. You might get fired and then lose a job and not get paid. Then you're out on the streets begging for fucking...
There's like so many things that as a kid you don't think of. You think of the bright side. I can drink when I'm 21. I can smoke when I'm 18. I can do all this stuff. I get my freedom. But then you get responsibility.
You get responsibility. But, I mean, the sad thing with drinking and smoking, though, like, I was drinking and smoking before I was allowed to.
I know.
Like, I was drinking when I was 14, so I didn't give a fuck.
I know.
So, the only thing I had to look forward to with 21 was I can actually buy it myself. I don't need to go down here at the block.
That's a plus.
That was the plus.
Yeah.
And then that was actually, my last birthday that I enjoyed was probably my 21st. Because it was like, I can buy beer myself. You know, because at that point, I'd quit smoking. I quit smoking when I was 17.
Yeah.
You know, I started smoking when I was 12 or 13, then quit when I was 17. Yeah. So at 18, I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I could get into titty bars at that point, but I've never been to a titty bar to this fucking day.
No?
Never.
Shit.
I have never been to a strip club ever. And that's crazy.
That is crazy. I would have expected that.
No,
I've been to a
not
couple.
me.
I've been to a couple. I'm a kind of.
I think it's the diseases that scare me.
Honestly, I'm kind of uncomfortable when I'm there.
I would. I'd be afraid that the stripper's going to steal my money. The bouncer's going to rob me, and then I'm out on the streets with nothing but my bare ass.
The first one I was at was, not to get off subject, but the first one I was at.
No, these are the joys of being an adult.
A relative owned. And then I went to one.
Relative owned?
Well, my ex's brother
part
owned a strip club.
Really?
Yeah, for a little bit.
God, it must have been a terrible strip club.
I went. It wasn't bad, but then
they had teeth.
They had teeth.
They had teeth.
They had tits. They were women.
Yeah, but some tits are not as good as others.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd been there, and then I went to another one that was more reputable. But
that's the things as an adult you can do. Yeah. And kids are always looking forward to that. Kids are like, yes, I can't wait.
And everything is never as good as you think it is.
No, it never is. Like, I remember when I was a kid, there were so many times I was like, man, I'm going to be adult so I can buy stuff.
Nobody can tell me
what to do. But then I'm like, as an adult, when I buy anything, I regret it instantly.
Instant buyer's remorse.
Instantly. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, that should have been $20 worth of gas. Instead, I used it as a $20 video game. It's been out for 10 years.
Yeah. I've been waiting to play this.
I've been waiting to play this for 10 years now. I finally had the balls to buy it.
And the kid self is like, man, when I'm an adult, I'll buy it as soon as it comes out.
As soon as it comes out. They forget about insurance and all that shit. Yeah. It's like, my insurance was due this month. That's all right. Hopefully nobody hits me. Hopefully nobody crashes in my car.
Yep.
Be all right.
You go from having a break from school to having never-ending school.
Yeah. Never-ending school. You're always learning.
Yeah.
And then you're like, God, I wish I was a kid again. And I never got that. When I was a kid, I never understood that. I was like, why is he hating his life? Like, he's got a house.
Yeah.
He's got a car. Sure, they're not the best.
Yeah.
But look at my house that I'm living in, right? I was like, I compare it, like, it's the same as mine. What the fuck? At least it's just his.
Yeah, he can do what he wants in his house.
He wants to do in his house. His mom can't tell him he can't play Nintendo till 2 o'clock in the morning. Now you're like, fuck, it's 2 o'clock in the morning? I gotta be up in 3 fucking hours. Fuck, why did I play this long?
Yeah. Oh, man. It's just...
And then when you become our age, is like, we're in our mid-30s.
Yeah.
Close to 40s.
Pushing 40.
Pushing 40. So, I can only imagine what I'm going to be thinking when I'm 40 and 50. But as my 30s are going, I'm like, fuck, what do I got to look forward to? So I start looking towards the future. I'm like, it's bleak. It's bleak. It's like, fuck, I'm going to die soon.
Yeah, at this point, you realize the illusion of
shit's
adulthood.
Shit's hit the fan.
The illusion of adulthood is
it's just
not
that.
Yeah, it's an illusion.
It's just that. It's an illusion.
You're in this never-ending bullshit, and now you're like, what's next?
What's next? And then you start looking at old people, and you're like, that's me. So I will look at old people, and I go to, like, and I have the most patience with old people in the world, because, and this old person will be sitting there shaking with their walker, and they're not shaking because they're scared or cold. It's just how they're doing.
Yeah,
that's just them.
That's your future.
That's my future. And I'm like, oh my God. And then they don't know what's going on. They're like, I want a Whopper. It's like, but ma'am, we only have chicken here. This is Chick-fil-A. I want a Whopper. And it's like, fuck, would somebody give this guy a Whopper? Would somebody...
Hey, dude, go to Burger King.
It's right across the street. Who are you? And then they start talking to you like they know you. And I'm like, I have no idea who you are.
That's one of the things. Like,
that fears me.
It's so sad because old people don't talk to anybody. So when they have the opportunity, they talk
to everybody.
They won't shut up.
They won't shut the fuck up.
And that's the way we're gonna be.
Right. And then at the same time you're like,
all their friends are dead.
Yeah, all their friends are dead. And then you feel bad. But there comes a point where you're like, God, this conversation needs to end.
Exactly.
It's like, what do I tell him? Like, what do you say? You know, the only thing that comes to my mind usually is like, I'm sorry, but I'm a ghost. I don't know who. I'm not really here. And then the look on their face is terrorized. And then they become a ghost as they fall to the floor. And everyone's looking at me like, what'd you say to him? I didn't say anything. I didn't say fucking anything.
We were just talking.
Just talking. So I was watching TV the other day, and this ad popped up for, like, only thing I can call them is Depends.
Yeah, adult diapers.
Adult diapers, right? But they were adult diapers that you supposedly couldn't see through your clothes, which I call bullshit anyways. You're going to see it. And I'm thinking, like, yep, I got to look forward to that. This is what I got to look forward to. I'm like, yeah, I get a shit in my pants. This is going to be terrible. And then I started thinking, is it really going to be terrible? Because if I shit in my pants now, everyone looks at you like you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, there's shit in my drawers. I got shit coming out of my, there's shit everywhere. It's like, dummy, the bathroom's right there. But when I'm that old and I got a diaper, I'm like, it's like, it'll be all right. What's that smell? I think it's an old guy. Oh, he's old. Fuck it. Let him go. Just let him go. At that point, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, he just shit his pants.
He's about to die anyways. Like, let him enjoy this. It might feel exuberant when he sits in it. Like, I don't know. I
don't think he has a choice. I don't think he willingly
has a choice. I think some of them do, though. I think some old people do. Like, I hope I had that choice. Like, I honestly...
Me too. Because
And right now, I hold my tongue a lot of times because I find myself looking at kids and go, just wait till you're my age. And I'm like, wait a minute. You sound like a fucking adult, Tom. Stop it. Right? Like, stop that shit. But I cannot wait till I get so old where I go, remember when Insane Clown Posse was good?
No.
You remember what that shit was? And kids are like, who are you talking about? Like, look it up. And they're like, what? I mean, there's times I already feel old. There's times I feel old about music, especially because like somebody be like, "Man, check this guy out." Blah 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 blah. The Migos are so fucking cool, and I listen to them like, "What the fuck is this garbage?"
Oh yeah,
right? And then I'm like, you know what real hip hop is? This guy named Tupac, this guy named Biggie Smalls, and they're like, "Man, that's old shit, man. I ain't with that." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So I get mad.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy. So I get mad, but then I take myself back to like people when I was listening to Tupac and Biggie when it was popular.
Yeah.
Then guys were like, "You need to listen to Ozzy Osbourne or Led Zeppelin or Jerry Lee Lewis." And I'm like, "What is this nonsense?" So that, like, I get it, and I kind of get mad at myself when I do that, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, are you really this fucking lame? Yeah. Like, let these kids listen to what they listen to, because they're going to be the same boat. Eventually, eventually, their music that doesn't hold the test of time, which my music does.
Yeah.
Tupac holds the test of time.
Oh, God, yes. A lot of the stuff older. Nowadays, it's just trash.
It's just, trash.
It's trash.
It's trash.
But, yeah, I agree with that, because, like, I look at pictures of myself now, and I'm like, am I that fucking old? Like, do I look like this? Am I that old?
Sad thing is, yes.
Yeah, I know, right? Yes. Pictures don't lie.
The only thing that I've ever been lucky on so far is most times when I tell people my age, they go, "Really? You're that old?" So, like, I'm like, hey, I look like I'm still in my 20s.
And there we go. When I started Meyer, somebody thought I was...
You know what the secret is?
What is that?
The secret is drinking. I'm telling you, because I've been drinking since I was fucking 13, and people still mistake me for 25. I got a good 12 years above that.
Well, maybe that's the point, because I didn't drink underage, and I'm like, man, I look that fucking old, and I see people from high school, and I'm like, man, they look fucking rough. And then I look in the mirror, and I'm like,
Well, dude, there's a guy I worked with who went to high school with us, and who knew me, and I had no idea who the fuck he was. And he looked fucking 10 years older than me.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, really? We were talking about people he knew?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know them. I knew who that was.
He was like, yeah, I know you too.
Yeah, and that's what he said. And he's like, I remember you, because what happened was we got in a conversation. He was in the room, and I was in conversation with other people about the dumb shit I used to do in high school.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, Tom was a cut-up. And I go, What do you mean? Like, how do you know
Who
that?
are you?
Well, I knew him at that point, but
Yeah.
I didn't know that he went to high school with me.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And he's like, yeah. He's like, we went to high school together. I go, no. I said, you're 10 years older than me, dude. He goes, no, I'm not. I go, yes, you are. He pulled his license out. I'm like, holy shit, we're the same age. Like, he looked way older, right? And then he started fucking saying all these people he hung out with. I'm like, I remember every person you're talking about, but I don't remember you for shit. Right? I don't remember who the fuck you
That's
are.
why he looks so old.
I guess.
Life's caught up with him.
It caught him up. It caught up with him. But I was amazed. Like, he knew all these people, and he knew, like, he even called out certain times of shit that I did in high school in classes.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, how the fuck?
Who is this
Who
guy?
are you? Who the fuck are you? Are you from the future or the past? And it fucking, but I had no idea who the fuck he was.
That's crazy. But yeah, I can agree with that. Like, yeah, you don't see yourself age. You
No.
see everybody else age. But
And
you look the same to yourself.
Oh, yeah. And I still sport the same clothes. Like, I still look like I'm living in 1995. like I still wear the same shit.
It's like that cliche from dads looking like they're from the 70s because they grew up.
Yeah, because they grew it. And that's me. Except mine was gangster rap. So I'm still pushing 40 a wigger. I'm still that wigger. And it's like, fuck it. I'm going to go till and that's why when I hit 70, 80, I'm like, fuck it. But the sad thing.
Until you crap your pants, though.
Until I crap my pants. I'm still going. Yeah, nobody would tell because I'm sagging. I'll be sagging. They'd be like, what's that smell? Like, ah! They would never know.
That's a genius.
It's genius. And then by that time, when that old history repeat itself, so everybody will be dressed in the same way. Like, man, this guy's hip. This old dude's hip. He knows everybody that we like. Like, yeah.
They'll be getting,
who are you?
Instead of kids.
Get off my fucking lawn.
Clint Eastwood sagging his pants.
Pretty much.
But yeah, it'll be just like kids these days are going after records. When we're old, they'll be getting CDs because that'll be the cool thing.
That'd be the cool thing. Honestly, it might be MP3s. They'd be like trying to get the fucking first MP3 player. Like, this one's from 2001.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, fuck. But yeah, so that's what's crazy was growing up, especially in school, like like I said, like summer vacation was a shit. And it was so fun. But now, like, I can't go out in the sun when it's hot.
No.
It burns me. It's miserable. I sweat.
Oh, man. Being hot is the worst.
Being hot's the worst. And then when you're older, working a job, it's just the worst. So it's like everything's just double whammy. You know? So,
oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, this was Drunk on the Sun. This is the times that we wish we had, we didn't have, and then what we got. This is what this actually is Drunk on the Sun, past, future, and present.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed. I know I really didn't. But have a good time anyways. Check us out on YouTube every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Check us now on Instagram.
Facebook.
And also
YouTube.
Facebook every fucking time.
Yeah.
Peace!